Good evening, good evening, good evening, fam. Come on in, come on in. Thank you for joining this evening. I am Robert Stroger, pastor of New Life Changing Christian Center. Next to me is my lovely wife, Robin.
Good evening, everybody.
I want to thank y'all for joining this evening or this afternoon, and whenever you're watching this on the replay, right? Because we're live, and you can watch this later on. And we thank you for joining.
Mm-hmm.
You can join us on our pages, right?
Oh, yes.
Yes. So you can join us on our Facebook page, also on our YouTube page, and you can also get information on our website, which is newlifechangingcc.org.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. Make sure you guys can see and hear us clearly. We jumping right in.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Everybody good? You good, Rob?
I'm good.
All right, let's jump right in.
Seem to be good.
Okay, let's jump right in. I think we're gonna talk about a little bit what was spoken on Sunday, and kind of go a little further into it. Maybe a little more on the relationship side, and if a hash or whatever you want to call it. On Sunday, we was in Genesis, right? We was Genesis in the beginning. We were talking about Moses and not Moses. Oh my goodness, I'm all over the place. Yeah, I went somewhere else. I didn't jump somewhere else into that. But we're not gonna talk about Moses tonight. We're talking about Adam and Eve and how God set order, right? Order in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And He said it for a reason. And how in today's time, we have come out of our rightful place. Not we, but men. Men are not in our rightful place. We are not in our rightful order. And you see so many things going on in the world. You see so much going on in our communities, within our families. I don't know why it's so heavy on me. I look at our young ladies, our young women today, and how they are. It's so sexualized today. It's like overly sexualized. I know this has always been going on, but since there's social media and there's things to broadcast it,
mm-hmm.
and you can see it in real time, it has become so like
hyper.
Yeah, it's hyper, right? It's
right.
like it's like bam, 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 and it's 24/7, and it's nonstop. You know what I mean? And it's affecting the psyche, is affecting the mind. It is being downloaded, and it is tearing up, even in the older group, right? Not just our younger group, but it's in our older group too, because what has been placed out there is pictured as the standard of what it should be, right? And it is doing so much confusion. You're looking at yourself, you're putting yourself down.
Right.
I mean, you can speak on that as a woman, you know what I mean? What you see, and it is tearing us down. And his children, God's children, I see it's kind of laxed on it and just want to match up to it or do the same thing, but then make it church-wise or play it as is, oh, that's all right. That's cool. That ain't, no, it's not. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's a lot going on. And I know that may sound old, but it's the truth. And men, like I said, we are not in our rightful positions, because there should be order and there should be structure in it. God created masculinity and femininity, right? And it's so amazing, the power in it, right? And I had something I had wanted to read because that I was reading. Masculine energy is characterized by doing and achieving, and is molded by logic and reason. The feminine is more intuitive, oriented towards receiving and allowing, and characterized by being, right? And when those are together, when that is formed together, it's a beautiful thing, because within the feminine energy, the femininity that God created, and he took it out of man and formed it to stand alone in that, which once it's together and in order, it's a beautiful thing. I don't want to go jump all over the place, but I'm gonna keep it right here. And we just, like I said, we're gonna talk on the relationship on the family side of it, right? And you as a female, how you see it, and how even giving the example on Sunday, how we met, and things like that, because it's such a powerful thing once it's in its rightful order.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It grows so much because in femininity, we get, excuse me. We get the arts of the world, we get so much stuff in it. I don't want to go down the list, but you get so much in it, right? And with that and the masculinity together, it brings so much harmony. Now we're gonna go to the family side. We're gonna go to the unity, the marriage, as men and women come together, right? Now, in that's so amazing, because once that's in its rightful place and it comes together in its rightful order, it's like, I don't want to use the word magic, but it flows so easy because you're doing it under God. You're not doing it according to what man thinks you should do, or what. Let me go back, because I remember before we got something just popped up. I remember before we got married, someone wanted to do a counseling for us, right, about things, which is good. I'm not knocking it, right? But I did knock it in my head, but we allowed the individual to do it,
Right.
because who they were, right? So you wouldn't hurt feelings. And sometimes things you gotta do stuff like that. You gotta compromise on things. Meanwhile, we had already been sharing certain things, doing things.
Right.
We had a blended family, and they wanted to do some type of counseling on marriage. And I thought it was interesting, because all of it that was being said was something for like somebody or a group coming together that was unsure about themselves.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
That's good.
Was not comfortable in their skin and not knowing who they are. You know what I mean? And I looked at it, I was like, that's interesting. I'm gonna let the person keep going, and we're just gonna let them get it out, because that's what they wanted to do. And I looked at it, I said, God, this is different. You place this together in order, right? This is not based on what others say or how others move.
Yes.
This is based on Rob and Robin.
Yeah.
It's not based on John and Mike across the street.
Right.
It's not based on, I said John and Mike. I'm sorry. Well, that's going on.
The men you was referring to.
That's not based on Jane and Mike across the street. Y'all with me? It's not based on other situations. This is this situation right here, that's right? And you must look at that. I'm saying this because you guys must see. You are individual. Yours is not us.
That's right.
So it's different with personalities, right?
Yep.
We different people. We all have different personalities, different ways of seeing things. But when it's in order, we all are the same. If that makes sense. I hope I didn't confuse you. When you in the order of God, we will all flow the same, right?
Yes.
And unity is in one. Even with the different personalities, that's what makes it so unique and so powerful. So let's go back to the relationship here. So in that, we can't match to nothing else. We never looked outside and to compare it. We never compared ourselves to anybody else.
That's good.
They do this, they do that. We never did that because I knew who I was, who I am, and you knew you comfortable in your skin. And in that, we were trying to, myself wanted to maintain order and peace all the time because we had a blended family.
Yeah.
And that was my goal. And that was our goal together because it was this is what we're going to do. Right. Even on Fridays and things like that, I will always come up, okay, we're going to do a pizza night. We're going to do this. We're going to do that to keep things in order.
Yeah.
Right. Even if the kids didn't like it, we still gonna do it because I wanted to maintain and keep things in a unit and in order. And you didn't even come up with the ideas, but I brought it forth. So we're going to line this up because it's order. And I wasn't even paying any attention. It was just, I wanted everything to be right. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
And when you allow God to move in it, everything is smooth, right? And it comes in that logic. It comes in making things line up in this simplistic form. Now, when the feminine, because you're a mother, but when the femininity energy comes in, then that fills up and makes the home. And what's so interesting in it, I mean, you can speak on it. Don't be quiet.
What are you speaking right now?
It filled in and completed it. Meaning, let me say this, with the preparation of things. Lining them up, putting things, you know what I mean? Making it full. You know what I mean? I gave you the blueprint. I put out the blueprint in the order. Now you come and feeling, y'all get what I'm saying?
But that comes with, and I never really recognized until you started saying about our relationship and about the femininity that you saw, you know, I mean, I guess I never would have named it femininity, right? I just named it. That was just our thing because it was just our thing. It was so unique that it was just our thing. But in that femininity and in you coming in order, coming in place, then that made my femininity blow up a little bit. And it was interesting what you just read, and you just talking about the family order that you were trying to do. Femininity brings tenderness, gentle, warm, helpful, cooperative, okay, understanding, and expressive. Like I was kind of studying that today. And though some of the kids didn't want to do what it was, but it was, you know, my duty. I'm like, nah, we doing this. Show up. You know what I'm saying? And you were like you say, you would give the blueprint to it, and then I would just, you know, kind of make it come together, and whether they liked it or not, because I saw your efforts in trying to make sure that we were a unit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I felt comfortable. Because like you say from the beginning, kind of you were focused on what you were doing. And once you decided this is where I'm gonna be, you understand? Like you made that decision, this is where I'm gonna be. Then you began, you know, like your masculinity came out even stronger with the order, which already helped me out because I wanted order anyway. You know what I'm saying? I was trying, that's what thought I was trying to do, you know, in my own way. Of putting the order there. But it was just so interesting when I was reading about being cooperative, you know what I'm saying? Because then it's like, no, I don't feel like doing that. No, I think that's silly. No, it didn't matter. I didn't even process what it was. I just processed, he's trying to bring this together, you know, but we're gonna do this, you know what I'm saying? Whether it work or not, let's try it, you know, because I mean, what would it hurt?
Right.
What would it have hurt? But you know, we just do stuff, you know, females.
But you see, then I can't, and that was awesome. But then there were times that I did want certain, and it didn't fall like I wanted to fall. But I got like disturbed, but I said, no, we're gonna keep going, because I see it further. Even though she may not feel like it at the time, or the kids may not feel like, this is what we're going to do. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to line it up, even if you got to keep pushing it every day. And what the joy I got out of it, right, was seeing like fathers, men, like when you say you bring home something for the children or family, and you see them, and you're not in the middle of it, right, but you did everything for them. And you get the joy out of it. That's your joy. That's men's joy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody smiling, everybody enjoying. Just like for us using it for us, even breakfast, we ate breakfast. We cooked
Right,
breakfast every
right,
morning.
every
Remember
morning.
that steps, cooking breakfast,
Right.
getting all the kids together. And to see the joy of them just sitting and eating, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And getting ready for school in the morning and piling in the van and all that type of stuff. Just seeing, even though it may have been tiresome or stressful, it was like you were in your position, I was in my position, right? And it flows so easy. Why? Because I didn't stop.
Right.
I didn't lose focus because it was a mission. It had to be completed because this is important. This has to be done. Right? No matter, even if you not feeling it today, I got to keep pushing it, and I got to make it, I have to make it simple. I got to make it plain, and I got to make it easy. Even if it was, I see the stress. I see the annoyances, and us having blended family. Of course, you co-parents and you got other parents involved. So you're trying to make the whole thing right. And that's heavy. That's a lot to deal with, especially I saw it on your side, and especially me. You know what I mean? Then I'm trying to make sure this is straight, along with the other stuff that's coming outside. And I know we say, well, you know, yeah, man, we deal with a lot. We do. But God created us, we can handle that. And when everything is lined up and we see the order, you feel good. Oh yeah, that worked out right. Yeah, that's good. We don't need praises on our back. We don't need that. We don't need that. No, it feels good because you're seeing the process and you saw the outcome of you keep pushing. For what is right. I'm talking for men. And you just keep pushing. I'm gonna line this up. Even if the kids are angry or this and that, I'm seeing the outcome. And today we see the outcome because they're older now and the older ones are grown, and they still have it's been embedded in them. That they love breakfast. How did y'all cook this breakfast? They got to eat breakfast in the morning. And they got to cook it in the house. It's really not about going out. See, it was something that was instilled. And I saw it and I said, you got to keep pushing this because this is what we're going to do as a group. And it's so amazing how, and I'm just seeing this today. It's just so amazing that especially as men, when we have purpose and we are set and comfortable in our skin, things will get lined up. Our minds are not willy. We're not outside trying to catch this one, trying to do this. It's a purpose here. You know what I mean? Just like God told Abraham, I set you here to teach your children and teach your household, right? And I speak, and that's the whole, I mean, we are so out of whack as men. So I want you to line this up. So in return, especially you have boys and girls in the house or what have you, you're lining stuff up and we don't even realize that you're teaching and that you're showing, even in the midst of the grumble, even in the midst of, no, I don't feel like doing this. You still, as men, we still have to keep pushing forward and pushing it. Even if you don't want to do it, I'm going to do it. It's going to get done because there's a purpose and the joy. And then you see the joy afterward. You know what I mean? And it's that love that God be talking about. I'm going to keep it plain and real. That love, and we supposed to show that love continuously as men. You know what I mean? And I said, wow, that's amazing.
It is.
I know we're talking on Bible study, but I'm just meditating on, it's so amazing how God works and you don't even realize it. Once you be obedient to him, once you line yourself up, right? How the harmony, it works perfectly together. Outside, you may not, that's your opinion of what it is, right? People have their own opinions of what it should be. It's what God said.
That's right.
And lining it up unto him. We never based anything else, anything of us on anybody, what others are doing.
Nah.
We did not care. We didn't talk about no other family. Oh, they do this, they do this. We did, and I saw what this group is going to do.
Mm-hmm.
You understand how this group is going to line up,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
How this group is going to maneuver,
Mm-hmm.
how this group is going to live.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's going to be a standard, right? This is what we are going to do.
Yeah.
Even the children's friends would say, "Oh, y'all do this, y'all do that." I even look at it as big. I thought I'm just like this. Yeah, this is what we do.
Mm-hmm.
We sit down and have dinner in the evening.
That's right.
We have breakfast in the morning. We all sit down at the table, and this is what we're going to do. And you know what? That's so interesting and it's so powerful because that was embedded in me when I was young, right?
Yes, me too.
And who did it? Your father.
Yeah.
You line it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I know we may be jumping, but it's so amazing. That's the way God wants us to be, to have harmony in one and not be jumping, not be this, having what's going on in the world. It's time to stop it. It's time for us men to line ourselves up and remove that trauma, that stuff that holds us back. I know, man, we got a lot of weight on us, right? But we just got to drop it off, right? We just got to drop it off, and that's just facts. And I'm just talking. We have to drop it off. We can't continue to hold on to this and this, because as we continue to hold on to it, stuff is falling on the side, right? We're not paying attention to what's happening here. Our vision is all over the place. And where our focus is supposed to be is right there at the family, at our women, and paying attention to see what's going on. We lose focus, and we're not listening to God, and we're not paying attention. And we just getting caught up in all of this, what the world is doing. Bump what the world is doing. What God say. It's time for us to line up. That's why there's so much loss with our young ladies and even young men. And I see a lot of older dudes, especially black men, and I'm gonna say it, we online, we lie. That's trying to be someone else, or they trying to compete, or they trying to be this type of individual. I say, stop. Stop being ignorant, right? Stop being silly and be who you supposed to be. Stop messing with this little young girl looking at her body, right? Stop trying to get in her drawer. Stop, man. Stop being ignorant and silly and lying yourself up. You're supposed to be teaching. You're supposed to be dropping wisdom. I grew up with a granddad that constantly dropped wisdom. He didn't have he conversated, but his conversation was wisdom nuggets, just dropping. So that's what you're supposed to do as a senior, as an elder, right? As an older, drop it into the youth, line things up. And I still live on things that my granddad said when I was younger. And I'm like, oh man, we are so out of line. And it's not y'all's fault. It's not, it's our fault. It's men's fault.
Okay. But there's a lining up of females as well that needs to happen. You understand? I mean, yeah, it's a lot going on, and you know, everything that you said, we can really get rid of the pain and the trauma from the past. That's why we stand up and we trying to be masculine. You know, that masculinity thing tries to come out of us. That's why we end up being so angry and so irritated and frustrated and so, you know, bound. Because we're trying to be something that we're not. And that's that masculine energy that we try to put off because we put up walls and we got to protect ourselves from this because we've been hurt so much and we've been hurt by so many, you know what I mean? Because we've allowed a lot of things to happen. And we had family trauma. We had girlfriend trauma. We had man trauma. Then we have kids and then our kids got trauma and we are passing this thing down. And so, it's a lot that women need to line up with as well. Like those seniors that you were speaking of, like your granddad that spoke and dropped wisdom in you. Those are us today.
Yeah, true. That's fact.
We are the ones that should be speaking life and speaking and dropping nuggets into these youngins out here, and to the, you know, like for the females, we could be dropping nuggets into to these young girls out here. You know what I'm saying? But we so busy we can't get ourselves together and we all over the place. You know what I mean? Or we wanting to be them, or, oh, look at her. I remember when my body was like that. I remember we doing all that jazz. Listen, be one with who you are. Age as you age. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what they say, black don't crack or whatever. You know, all of that foolishness, go with it. Because listen, the fact is that 18, 19, 20-year-old, she's not going to be 18, 19, 20 all the rest of her life. You know what I mean? She's going to grow and she's going to age too, but she needs to have something that she, like you say, you still feeding off of some of the stuff that your granddad dropped on you. What do these young ladies have today? You know what I'm saying?
It goes back to the family. It goes back to the men. It goes back. And I hear what you're saying, which is true. And it is a lot that's going on with our young ladies. It goes back to the men laying with these young women, having these multiple kids and bouncing because they're doing it out of insecurities, having multiple sex partners because they're insecure with themselves. You understand what I'm saying? And so that causes chaos. You know what I mean? Because now the young lady is left single with multiple kids. Now she's trying to raise and fight these kids and doing both sides, which she can't, and she's not conditioned or programmed to do that. It comes from us doing immature things because of our insecurities and not settled in ourselves. Now, when you I hear exactly what you're saying, and is cool that you're saying that, right? But it also comes down to us men and meeting an individual that has that, right? Because if I'm settled in myself and I'm sure in myself and I see you and I see who you are, you know what I can do? We're not talking body and sex and trying to get in your drawers. I'm seeing you and we're going to break that down. You know what I'm saying? We're going to kill that, which is that pain and that hurt that has been placed upon you, right? We're going to break that down. A lot of men can't do that because they're still in that insecure, immature state. You know what I mean? They're not fully understanding their masculinity. Because in that, and some may disagree, men can control a lot, right? Like, if I see that you, like I said, when we first met, which was so awesome, like I said, your vulnerability, because you was fully in your feminine energy, right? But then I saw that it was past hurt and pain. Right, because I'm paying attention to you, right, and I'm paying attention to the individual that's talking in front of me. So I saw you. I saw the. It's so cool, especially when you ladies are in your true form. It's sexy. It's beautiful, right? And your innocence. That's what feminine, and your feminine innocence. Now you do have predators that pounce and hurt that, because they're stupid and ignorant and they're not
I got it.
You understand? You got the hyenas running around. You know what I'm saying? But when you truly see it as a man, as in the masculine form, and his masculinity, and I see it, right? I'm not boasting myself up or anything, but I see it. And I saw it, it's like an innocence. It was a peace. Because in vulnerability, as we see it, and when we see the innocence, we see the femininity, we see the vulnerability, we see that's the vulnerability is the strength. That's major. But then I see the like I said, the innocence in it. Now I'm interested in it.
Okay.
Right? Now, when we see the hurt and the pain, a lot don't want to deal with it because of past trauma they've been in. Right? They turn, nope, I don't want that. And that is, in some instances, yeah, that's right. Right? Because that's not for you. But when you see that individual that has that, oh, you can, and I don't want to see him as like male chauvinist, but you can
mold it.
You can change that.
Okay.
We have the power to change that. The masculine, you know what I'm saying?
I get that.
To calm that down. Have you ever seen relationships, right? Men and women, and then the man leave, and then you understand why the lady, wow. It's nothing, he didn't cheat or nothing, but he just knew this is not time. And now she looks totally different. She done fell down. Right? Because he was in there holding that and maintaining that whole situation. You've seen that, right? Right. So that's what I'm saying. And I understand what you're saying, but women need to be conscious.
Right. Because I was going to say, for you to have seen that in me, that was a reinvented me.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So it took me time to get to that place where I was. You saw the hurt, you saw the pain. It was a scar from it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't still there.
Right.
I had to, you know, I mean, and that's the part that I think sometimes get missed with women, because even like when you were saying about, I know it's the thing with you guys, y'all, you know, lay around with us, but we opened up to it.
Right.
And so, you know what I'm saying? Like I had gotten to a point where we're not doing that.
Right.
You understand? I'm not doing that. And anybody that I was talking to, it didn't matter. That wasn't happening. But that was something that I had to work towards, that I had to be conscious and very intentional about me.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Like now it took me years. It was years of working to get rid of and shed all that foolishness, all the pain, all the trauma. You know, I'm still sitting here with young babies, y'all. When we met, our babies were babies, like 3 and 4. And I think Bradley was not even a year old yet. You know, I'm still with babies. So I'm still dealing with the drama of the dad and baka. You know what I'm saying? But yet I had to take a moment. I mean, you know, and I just remember, because it was such a time for me that I was just kind of isolated to deal with me. You understand? And I had to be one with my feelings towards what happened to me. How about that? You know what I'm saying? I had to be one towards everything that I had seen, that I had gone through, that had transpired. And you know what I'm saying? I had to be one with that, deal with that, and then deal with the pain of it. And then now I had to, begin to reinvent. I felt like, well, God really did it. God did it. Let me just take that back. God began to reinvent me, you know, and then show me my real me, because now I'm open to, okay, I done mucked this up long enough. I don't know who I am. I don't know where I'm at. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know where I'm supposed to be. What is going, you know what I mean? And so then he began to line me up with that. It was being intentional and conscious of myself. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I didn't want to put that pain into my kids. Right. That was a big thing. Right. I didn't want to portray that pain. And now we're going to continue this cycle of pain and hurt and trauma into my kids. And that was like top of the line thing for me. And so, you know, a man wasn't going to come in there and muck that up if I'm already working toward, you know what I'm saying? Like that was, I mean, it was just something intentional. And I just think that females, sometimes we don't really deal with the stuff that we've dealt with, because you say y'all can take a lot. I feel like we can take a lot.
That is true. But what happens is it kind of, it hardens. You know what I'm saying? That stuff that we can drop off, as far as, because we are not emotional. We wasn't created as emotional creatures. We can drop off. That's why men can have sex with multiple people and not pay them no attention and just bounce off. Some women, you know, some women say they can do it, but it still holds and makes you harden at some point. So we can. That's why I said our strength is different as far as an emotional strength.
No,
right?
For sure.
Right. And even in the past, we can still move forward. Right. Let me say it. I'm gonna say it. But just like, okay, for instance, like when we met, like I saw that, right? And I saw that, and then you were protective, especially of the children. Right. And I respected it. I was protected over Bradley because I didn't want anything to be, I didn't want him to see me with multiple people or see women in and out the house or stuff like that. I didn't want that type of thing to happen. So I respected that. But in the beginning, it was just, I was trying, what we were doing was learning one another. It wasn't about draws,
right?
Because that's what in the world today, you got to have sex. That changes it. You got to have sex with no. And then if a guy don't want to have sex because he's lying, then he gay. You know, it's always that craziness.
Right.
But we were learning one another, even with the, you know what I'm saying, you got kids, got to respect that. It was a mature connection.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I liked you. I saw everything about it. I said, she's calm, she's cool, peaceful, ain't for a lot of extra, not that silly, ignorant stuff that you see sometimes from other individuals. It was a calmness. It was a peace about it. So in that, it made me more, you know what I'm saying, want to go pursue more and know more and more of you. And then what we do is our conversation changes, because we're gonna pull stuff out, and understand who I'm talking to. Not the outer appearance, but who am I talking to? You understand what I'm saying? Meaning who I'm talking to. You know what I mean? What is, you know, what is the certain little things that tick? Yeah, and certain little things that, you know, happens, but that's what as men do. You understand?
But and then I, in turn, was intentional about being very, very transparent.
Right.
Because I was like,
but some things I had to pull.
Well, I mean,
I saw you had to pull
certain, but what I'm saying, I was still being intentional about certain things. Like, listen, this is what I do. I got my kids. Bop, bop, bop. I do this. I like this. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? I was,
and that was in the conversations.
Yeah, but I remember when I wouldn't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so
they say I had to come, and it was the way I had to come, not in a what's the word I'm going to use? In a untrustworthy manner where I'm trying to take advantage of you.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Because then I felt I could just be real and I didn't have to bring
that goes back to what I'm saying. Right. That's what I was doing.
Oh, that's good.
To make you comfortable. And that's what men are supposed to do. Make you not, I'm not a perv. I'm not trying to attack you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to take over you. I'm learning you, right? In the process, I'm trying to figure out who you are. So I'm coming in a trust, so you can trust me. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm coming in a calm manner, right? I'm not jumping off the gun. And I've heard of, you know, women having issues. We're gonna cut this. We're in 38 minutes. I know.
Oh my goodness.
We're just talking here.
Right.
So I had to come and they trust that you can trust me.
Yeah.
You understand? And no, I'm not a threat. Knowing I'm not trying to take advantage of you. You understand what I'm saying? So as men.
And you broke down a little. You weren't, you know what I'm saying? You were a little vulnerable.
Yes.
To share things with
That's me. What I'm talking. See, that comes from comfortable.
Yeah.
Showing your vulnerability.
Yeah.
Now I feel comfortable. Now I had to trust you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That you're trustworthy. Now I can let it down. I heard some entertainer say, you can't tell women nothing because they're gonna throw it back in your face. That's ignorant, and that's so ignorant. That's
pain talk.
That's pain. Pain talk. He has, the individual hasn't got past his pain.
Yeah.
If I'm with someone and I see future, I'm not gonna talk to you.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna go tell somebody else intimate stuff. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell another male, or I'm gonna lay down and tell them a male my intimate. You know what I mean? My internals. Come on now, stop being ignorant. It's silly. Because they're not truly into, you know, and stamped in themselves. Just because of their stature and money, they feel like that makes it, but that's not it. So yes, so in that, and seeing your femininity, right, made me comfortable that I could speak, and watching and learning you that I could trust you. That this won't go outside this situation right here. You know what I mean? So that's what makes things so cool, right? Now we're gonna end it.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk some more. But what's so powerful in it, God does that, don't he?
Yes.
He make you
nobody
feel so
but God. Oh my God.
He brings so much peace.
What?
So much joy that you feel so open and free. But you gotta be vulnerable.
Yeah.
In order to receive him, right?
Yes.
And receive that and that love and all that. You got to release it.
Amen. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You just got to be open to receive it.
Mm-hmm.
And in that conversation, in that one-on-one with him, it's life changing. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
It changes everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it changes the relationship, grows more and more. All this stuff works together.
Yes.
It works
God
together.
has to be at the center of it.
Yes, it works together.
Yes.
The relationship with him comes right down to the surface.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
right here, it all works together. Nothing is separate. We try to separate things, and that's what we do. We say, well, that's I do that at church. And this is something different. You know what I'm saying? No,
Right.
it all goes together, because if you and him, this is your life.
Mm-hmm.
This is who you are. And I wasn't, even at that time, I wasn't close to God as I am now.
Right. Me neither. Oh my goodness.
No.
Yeah.
But I was comfortable in my skin.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And I had a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna stop. I hope y'all got something out of the comment. We may have a conversation next week.
Oh yeah, add some folks.
I may add a couple to this.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, so because we as the individuals, people, we need to learn and we need to grow from one another. And we need to stop listening to nonsense and what the world says and just truth. You know what I'm saying? This thing ain't hard. It's not hard. The world makes it complicated.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? This
Right.
is not hard. This is not hard at all. This is not hard. Okay, family. I hope y'all got something out of it. Thank y'all for joining.
Yes, thank y'all for listening.
Yeah, listen to this conversation.
Right.
On here on Bible study. Supposed to be Bible study. We ain't dropping no scriptures on that. Sorry about that.
Excuse me.
All right. Until what? Next week? Next week, we're gonna have a conversation. I think we need to continue to dig into this this masculinity and this femininity, this masculine energy and this feminine energy, to understand who we are as people.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And
It's being
yes.
misconstrued is
Yes, and us men lining ourselves up with God first. Amen. That we can line things up here within our house, within our families. You know what I mean? That things can be lined up. And just like you said, which is so true. When I was younger, what was being taught is us today.
Yeah.
But for some reason that has been wiped out.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to be 19. I don't want to be 19.
No.
I don't want to be 25.
Nope.
I don't want to be
Nope.
I'm
loving where I'm.
I praise God. I'm 51 today.
Amen.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And I made it to this.
Yeah.
Saw the doctor that I'm
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything checked off the charts.
Check.
I'm good.
Amen.
I praise God that I made it this year. I don't want to go back to Bradley and them, Jeremiah, Jalen. I do not want to do that.
No.
He has put me in this. I'm in my rightful place, my rightful year.
Yes.
I was born in 72. That was my right. And I'm here for this purpose and this reason. And I'm comfortable in it. You understand that we must be settled and comfortable in it. We're continuously trying to be someone else. Be you. Be happy in the age that you are. Embrace the tummy.
Yeah, it is.
That means you're eating good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And embrace the little weight on you. My great grandmother used to tell me, you got to keep a little weight on you, because just in case you get sick, you don't look so sickly in your body. Yeah, something. This is a country. And, your body got something to feed off of, but you won't look like you died. Embrace who you are. Be comfortable in your skin. Amen. Stop trying to be someone else. Multiple personalities. All right, I'm gonna stop. Okay. Love you, family. Thank you for joining. Yep. Be blessed. I hope y'all got something out of this. But we're gonna see y'all next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
All right, be blessed.